Warning, what you're about to see in this video might be offensive. This is a live dispositions call, and during live dispositions calls or acquisitions calls, you cannot control what the other person says. And at times, what they say might be offensive to you or to other parties. We chose to not edit it out because we think it is important for you to understand that this will happen at some point in time just due to sheer volume of the phone calls that you're going to place. Someone is going to say something offensive, and you need to learn how to deal with it. So we chose not to edit it out. I apologize if this is offensive to you. That being said, I don't think it's anything over the top, any reason why we should not showcase it, because it is important to learn how to handle those situations. All right. What you're about to see is a live dispositions call. I was doing a webinar using InvestorLift. What had happened was 2 days prior to this video, we had blasted out a deal. Garrett on our team had placed some dispositions phone calls on this. These buyers had already walked the property and already made an offer. What you're going to see is the live negotiations that I had with the realtor and the buyer on this dispositions call. Now, I want you to stay around because after the live call, I'm actually going to give a deal breakdown. I'm going to show pictures of it. I'm going to show the marketing and also give you an update on what happened with this transaction. So that being said, enjoy this live dispositions call. I'll see you. This is RJ Bates from Titanium Investments. How you doing? Hey, man, looks like you had placed an offer, or I think your client had placed an offer on the Livingston Avenue property earlier today.
Yeah.
So you guys came in at 70, right?
Well, 67.5.
67.5. Okay.
Because I told her I wanted 2,500.
Yeah.
So she's at 70, but she's paying me.
Right. Have you talked to her about coming up? Because I cannot make that work on my side.
Yeah, I just I didn't know what it was looking like, how many other people you had looking. It's bad. It is what it is. It's the property. She's got many properties throughout the city.
Right. I mean, I hear that, but I mean, that $10,000-$12,000 difference that's a deal breaker for us. I don't know that it moves the needle that much for her on the backside potential of what this property stands on. I mean, I'm looking at what, $3,600 a month in rent rate on it, quite a bit of equity that could be captured there with improvements. And as far as other people, I mean, I do have other people. No one is at the number that I needed to be at, just being fully transparent. But I mean, I fully anticipate that I'm going to get someone there because someone's going to see the potential. So that's why I'm pointing that I'm the owner of the company. So I know you've been talking to Garrett, but this is why I'm calling with the courtesy of saying, like, I can't make that work. If you guys want to have the conversation about it and see if we can get closer to the 80, but that's pretty much where I'm going to need to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let her know. I told her you had other people and that you're definitely going to sell it by, a couple weeks.
I'm going to sell it today.
Oh, you're selling it today?
Someone is going to buy it. I mean, I got to go watch the NBA finals. So I'm planning on having this thing done in the next hour or so. I mean, I'm voicing the phone calls that everyone has seen the property, and I'm letting y'all know, like, hey, this is where it needs to be. If we want to do this, let's figure out a way to make this work. But I mean, I can't. I just, like, legitimately, I would be paying to wholesale the deal to you.
Well, you gotta talk to the owner and just say, hey, I've had 6 people in there, and they're all offering me 30,000-40,000. You got to come down on your price.
Yeah, but I already, to be clear, I already have people that have offered more than you guys. They have not offered 80. So I already have people that have offered in the 70s. So, I mean, I'm calling and saying, hey, realistically, I need this to be pretty close to 80. And
she just bought a 2-family about a mile up the street, same 384 or 385 Livingston Ave. And we closed on it. She paid 80 for that. And there were people living in both.
And that was a 3-family or 2-family?
It was a 2-family. It had a garage, land, but that mile is like a difference of night and day between the areas. That's how bad,
I mean, I hear that, but a whole extra door is a whole extra $1,200 a month.
Yeah, but it's redoing the place too. The other place didn't need, she moved. Matter of fact, she didn't do nothing upstairs. She got a new refrigerator.
Right. I mean, again, obviously she saw value in it because she offered the 67.5. So she's interested.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, she's got cash, and believe me, she's got about 100 apartments in the city.
So she sounds like the person I want to do business with. I'm just being as transparent as possible, saying I can't do 67.5.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've got to have. There's got to be some wiggle in the worm. You know what I'm saying? I said 80. You said 67.5. I'm saying we got to get somewhere closer to 80.
Yeah, well, that's where she is. She's not. She's pretty adamant. She's not. She doesn't have to. She knows what she's doing. She's got a lot of property.
I mean, I hear you, but why is that $10,000-$12,000 that important to her, considering the potential that comes along with this deal? What am I missing? Because when I pencil this out from a cash flow perspective, from a perspective of what equity could be captured, what am I missing?
The condition of the property.
I mean, I see the condition.
No, you haven't. The condition is really bad because I looked at your pictures, and when I got there, it's night and day. It's night and day. I couldn't even get to the roof. The door was locked. They had a cable on it. You could push it about 8 inches. I pushed it 8 inches, and you could see the door was open, but it's in bad condition. I mean, it's gonna cost you about $100,000, if not more, to get all 3 of them apartments up and running.
So it would be a 2% rental. That's amazing. You're all in at 180 and you're getting $3,600 a month.
That's up to her. She's the business person.
I mean,
I'm a real estate broker, and it's just, I wouldn't touch it because I'm not going to pack my gun to go collect rent.
Yeah, but I mean, you said she has 100 apartments there. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, that's what
she does. And she's black. I'm white. She fits right in. Matter of fact, she pulled the truck over, and 6 people came up to her. How you doing? What's going on?
right. Well,
she was there 10 minutes before I was, and telling me about the neighbor and the guy down the street. Believe me.
Well, can you do me a favor? Can you just call her and tell her that this is where we need to be and what is.
She's at 70, but like I said, I wanted something because the last deal I sold to her, I got fucked. Basically, instead of being 5%, I did 4%. She found out that the electrical was shot on the place. Well, I got my contractor to go over, fix the electrical, and then the seller was balking that he was only going to pay half. And she said, I'm out of the deal. So for me to keep the deal, I even gave up more. I gave her back like $1,500 at closing. So here she is buying the place, and I'm giving her $1,500. I think she made what I made on my commission, and I just said never again. She got me once, but she's got the money, and she didn't have to pay it. She was buying it. The seller was paying the commission.
Right. Well, I have no problem protecting you and making sure you get compensated.
Well, that's the only way, because she said 70. I said, well, I got to get my cut. So my cut was be 2,500. So basically, her offer is 67.5. If I wasn't in there, she'd be offering to 70. But I didn't want to give her your name and number. Then I'm out of the deal. Then where am I? Where I was the first time with her.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it sounds like you're the person she trusts. Sounds like you've got pull with her.
Yeah.
You want to get paid. I want to get paid. And we've got a bridge that we've built for her. It's a 2% rental when she's done. That's a good deal. Get her up to 80. You get your 2,500 and I get my cut.
She's got the workers. She's got the doors, not me.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe 10. She's got over 100. I saw her key ring.
That's what I'm saying. Just give her a call back and say, hey, the only way we're getting this one is 80. See what she says.
I dealt with her I showed her many properties, and I kind of just told her, I says, for now on, you're going to have to pay me because I'm not going to run around the city of Albany opening up doors I'm not getting paid because you're not buying nothing.
I hear you. I'm saying you get her to 80, you get to 2,500, and then we get to deal with it.
She ain't going there. I'm telling you. I know her,
Over 10,000. She's willing to walk away from a 2% rental in a town that she owns 100 doors in.
Yeah.
Over 10,000. That's like, dude, I've literally done over 2,000 transactions, and like majority of buyers that own that much don't trip over that much of a price difference on this type of equity capture.
You got to see the property, it's no lie. It's gonna cost $10,000 just to get rid of this stuff in the place. You got a vacant car on there. You got every apartment's got it's a hoarder house. I mean, it's gonna cost you 10 grand just to get rid of the stuff.
No way. No way. No way. Is there any way that you could just call her on three-way and let me pitch it to her? I don't need to know her name. I don't need to know her address. I don't care. I just want to get the deal moved.
Yeah, man.
Is that possible?
I don't know.
Bro, come on. Don't you want to get paid?
Well, yeah, I want to help her out too. I'm the guy she's going to. She's gonna buy a house. It's just, I put it to her. It's like, my
The 10,000 doesn't move the needle that much.
Well, it does with this house because it's what the house needs, man.
You're all in at 180,000 and it rents for 3,600 a month, and there's still equity.
The house isn't worth 180.
What when it's fixed up?
It'll be close.
It's at least 230.
It doesn't. It says 3 family, but there's 3 electrical boxes, but there's not 3 heating systems. I don't even see a heating system on the basement. I saw 3 different panels, but I don't know if somebody was jacking power off of one, but there's really no heating system. There's 2 heating systems, for the 2nd and 3rd floor.
I mean, okay, so now is the debate that it's a 2-family, not a 3-family?
Well, that's, it is what it is. I don't know. I didn't do any research. You guys sent me an email, and I said, hey, looks like a decent price, decent area. She bought a house here before. I'm going to go take a look at it myself. And I called her up. She says, well, can I come with you? I said, yeah, you might as well, but I'm signing a buyer broker. You're going to, I'm not taking people around and not getting paid no more.
Okay. But I mean, it's a 3-family. I mean, that's on county records. I mean, if it doesn't have a heating unit down there, I mean, that's what investors do. They improve properties to capture equity.
It's on paperwork down at the city that it is a 3-family?
Yes. Everywhere you look, it says it's a 3-family.
Okay. Well, it said that nobody's lived in both of them properties for years, right? It's just
in the second and the bottom unit, those have been vacant, but the top unit has been occupied.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how that guy was living in a place like that. It's just, dude, it's bad. I mean, the toilet was rocking.
I understand, but at the end of the day, the buyer said, I will pay $70,000 for this cash. Yeah. I'm ready to go.
Yep.
Okay. And what I'm saying is that price does not work. She's never been countered before. In 100 units, she's never received a counter offer and said, you know what? I do want to capture this one because I already own multiple doors on this street. We can move the needle a little bit.
she's not gonna go to 80, I'm telling you.
If we shoot for 80, maybe she says I can do 77, and maybe I would accept that because I want to go watch the NBA finals.
Well, that's 77.5 because the 80 would be my 2,500.
I understand. You want $2,500. I want to get you $2,500. Whatever she says, her number is, you get $2,500. I'm cool with that.
Well, that's what she said. 67. She said 70.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get her to 80. This is a very common thing. You're a broker. You do deals. You know how this works. She says 70. I said, you got to get closer to 80. Because otherwise, I got to go do this with.
Paper.
What's that?
You flip houses, or are you just flipping paper?
Both.
Okay, well, you're in Texas, right? You got basements down there?
I have flipped many houses with basements because I flipped houses in 15 different states.
Okay. I'll tell you. I mean, she's got the workers too, but the house is bad. It's bad.
I understand that, but we're not even having the conversation with her about coming up on price. Buyers with 100 doors, there's an ego that comes along with this where they don't want to miss out on a deal to somebody else. They want to have 103 doors today.
No, her thing is, I got the money, and if I don't get it on my price next, that's her attitude. Believe me, I know, because every house I took her in, it's like, yeah, they'd advertise a house for $10, she'd want it for $9. It's like,
all right.
It's like this ain't the market for that.
Here's my final sales pitch. Okay, you ready for this?
Yep.
2 people in this world love me. 1, redneck men. 2, black women. Black women love me. Let me talk to her just real quick and see if she falls in love with me and comes up on price so we can all get paid.
You're gonna have to sign a buyer broker with me.
Dude, you're calling her on 3-way. I won't even know anything.
I don't know if she'll answer. I don't know, man.
Just call her, see if she answers. And I'll say, hey, I'm the guy that's trying to sell you this property on Livingston. Let's make a deal happen.
Hold on.
All right, let's do it.
How do you do this?
You got an iPhone or an Android?
Yeah, iPhone.
So does it say like add call or anything like that? Add call, you dial her. Once she answers, you merge them.
All right. Let me see if I can find her number. Add.
Shawnee, I'm mad at you. Shawnee said it's a lie.
I can confirm that that is not a lie. I've seen it for 17 years. It's true. It's a fact.
Shawnee better not show her face on the next implementation call that I run. Coming after you.
He loves you too. She's just talking. She said you cute, but he didn't mean like that. But they love him.
Shawnee said you cute, but damn.
Love, Shawnee, I love you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Is this the buyer for 218 Livingston Avenue?
Yeah. How are you?
I am fantastic. I want to make a deal go down today. You ready to buy my property?
Did you see the house, sir?
I have seen the pictures of the house. I get it. It's in bad shape.
Oh my goodness. Huh.
I heard that you're the queen landlord though in Albany.
I'm trying, but that is, Solomon was looking for me inside. I was outside already, like, ooh.
All right. So you're at 70, is that right?
That is like swimming right now.
Okay. And I'm at 80. And I need you to come a lot closer to me. Is there any wiggle that you can get closer to me?
Honestly, you can ask Solomon that just cleaning alone before you look the heat is not working. It's a whole lot, and the place is total gutted. New kitchen, new bath. It's gonna take minimum 120 easy to put back.
Oh, I told him 100.
You know, we're you know material and labor has gone up, Howard.
And I told him it's going to be about 10 just to cut the freaking place and get rid of the stuff that's there. It's a hoarder house.
Okay, so I need you to come up a little bit though, just so I can say I did business with you. So can we get you up? Can you just come somewhere closer to 80,000?
No.
So-
I was regretting why I said somebody to Solomon when I left him.
Cause-
When I started thinking about the whole thing. It felt like am I thinking myself right now? Oof.
Because you're gonna be getting how much rent per unit? 1,200?
Now the rent right now. Did you see the new law that just passed in Albany yesterday, 2 days ago?
No, I did not.
Albany anti-landlords all over now, everywhere. So we are now like, I have an apartment just holding it, waiting for the right person, not renting to anybody that come. Not about the rental no more. It's about my peace of mind. I said that with it, but I got home, I'm like, yeah, what am I doing?
They're putting in like a rent control. They're really sticking it to the landlord.
Right.
Oh my God, it's not what it used to be.
It was
I don't know
only
what
in New York. It was only in New York City, and the mayor just signed it in Albany, New York. And now they're trying to pass it to Schenectady.
So how much rent do you think you'll be able to get now
With the 2 apartments?
for the 3?
Oh no, it's not 3.
Oh yeah.
That's 2. The basement has no heat. It's a whole. There has no boiler. It has that's the whole. That's another whole. I'm talking about just putting the 2 together, like 120 to get it done right. I'm not even talking about the basement now. I don't know if it's a big or 3 because there's no heat. There's no boiler to the unit. The kind of heat that they put in the hallway is Solomon, did you see that?
Yeah.
Right. So there's so many code violations in the building that it probably take another 15 or 20 to clean. Because you can't rent no more without a code coming for full inspection, getting ROP, whole 9 yards. So that building probably will not be up and running until next year.
Well,
They
okay.
jerry rigged it. If somebody put down a 3 family in that place, they jerry rigged it.
I mean, it's on county records as a 3 family. I mean, it's been that way forever.
There's not three boilers. There's not a heating system. So I don't know what they
There's
use
no
for a heating
heating
system.
system. How is somebody gonna live there in the winter?
Are you?
Albany's cold. in the wintertime.
I
So,
understand that. Are you sure you didn't miss it? Are you sure it's just not missing?
This is what we do, man. We flip the homes, and I was in there.
and there
There's
is
no
roof,
heating system.
and there's a leaking roof, so it needs a new roof. I don't know who took pictures, but we can FaceTime you tomorrow.
Oh, I already knew it needed a new roof. I have that in the notes. I mean, I know that it needs a new roof. I'm very aware of the condition. What I'm saying is I also see the potential of what this property could be, and I think you did too, because you offered 70 on it. And what I'm saying is, as the wholesaler, I have people interested, but I like you guys. You went to saw it. Some of the other offers, one has not seen it yet. Okay. So my concern there is that they're going to leverage that against me. They're going to go see it and then price drop me and do that game. I like the fact that you guys went and saw it and made your offer. Unfortunately, in order for me to sell it at the offer that you're saying right now, I would have to write you a check to do that. And I'm in the business of making money just like you're in the business of making money. So what I'm asking is there, can you come up on price at all so you can get the potential of this deal that you're seeing? Because I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for you to just come up a couple of thousand.
What are you asking? 200 more?
Preferably, I'd want you as close to 80,000 as possible.
Oh. What? So you can't tell me what you're talking about, because right now I was in my head saying, why did I tell Solomon 70? I was gonna say 60 when I left him after I processed what I had to go through. You can ask him. I was washing myself down with sanitizer, running out of the place. My skin is still crawling just going in there.
But that's what you do. That's you're the person to fix that. That's what you do. Just like I've flipped many houses. When we got to walk into houses that are full of cat pee, poop, cockroaches, all that stuff.
More deal, because this is like I'm going in at a loss.
I'll tell you this: you buy this deal from me, and I will bring you every deal that I get in Albany, New York. But I need you at minimum at 77,500.
Let's do 74 and a half.
Can't do that. I can't do that because I gotta take care of your broker, and I got a kids that eat. You've had kids. Have you had kids?
I have kids, and I'm a single mother of 3.
So you know how much they eat. You've got to own 100 doors just to feed them.
I went to Walmart. Walmart of all places. All I bought yesterday was fruit and vegetable. I paid almost $98.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I need you to come up to 77.5. So your guy can get paid, I can get paid, and I can feed my kids. That's all. And then I can go watch the NBA finals. That's it. Go Mavericks.
I just want to eat dinner. You want to go watch the NBA finals. So you do it better than.
It's $3,500. That's not a big difference. You said 74. I said 77.5. $3,500. That's baby. That's nothing.
All right. So let's cut this 35 and a half in half. One side to.
You're killing me. You're killing me. Let me make some money. I said I'll bring you every deal that I get in Albany, New York. I won't even call the other people. I just come straight to you. Well, I got to go through your guy here. I can't skip him. I promised him I would not do that to him. So.
You also know I'm a serious buyer. I have to deal in a week, so I'm not bullshitting. He knows me, and I know him. So we are just buyers.
All right. So 77.5.
No. Let me do the math.
We'll do the math. You do it.
And you said 70. You said 77.
77.5. Don't forget my $500 now.
77.5.
You do what I do when I buy houses. I do that right there. You must watch me on YouTube. That's what you watch me on YouTube, because that's what I do. Oh, the 500. Oh, that hurt. You're like the pain of the $500.
So we're gonna split the 3,500 into 2. 1,075, 1,750 plus 74. That will be 35.75.
Okay. Miss Queen Buyer, earmuffs. Okay, you can't listen to this. All right. This is just between me and Howard. Howard, Will you take a $500 price cut since she's cutting me in half?
Sure.
All right. Miss Queen Buyer, are you ready to buy now? How low did you kick me to the curb? You said 75.5? 75.7?
75.5.
I think you just whacked me another couple hundred. All right. 75.5. Because you got to buy more fruits. And I'll see. I guess my kids are gonna eat ramen. All right. Very good.
So, that's not true.
All right, Howard. What's that?
I said, we normally at what you need the ramen, the noodles.
All right, so Howard, here's what I need. I can send you over the assignment for the 75.5. You already have an agreement, correct, where you're getting your cut, or do I need to include that in my agreement?
Yeah, put that in your agreement.
Okay, so I'll put that in the agreement that I send over, and then I have hsolomonsells@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, so you'd be 73.5 and I'd be 2,000.
Okay, then I'll do that. So you're gonna make sure that you get your $2,000 from the closing attorney and with your own agreement, and I'll just put it in for the 73.5. Is that how you want to handle that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then as far as closing, how long do you need before you can close?
Well, with a cash buyer, it's as long as the title will take, like I was telling
Okay.
your other guy there.
The title, yeah, we're gonna have to do title search.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't need a specific time frame.
No, the biggest thing is the title.
Yeah, okay. Okay, very good. And then as far as earnest money deposit, how much earnest money do you typically put down on your deals?
Give me 5,000 today.
There you go. 5,000. Okay. So I will get this written up. I'll send it over to Howard. Howard, if you can forward it on. I'm just gonna leave Howard. Is it possible for you to text me an entity name to put down, or do you want her to just fill that out after when she signs it?
What do you mean?
For her.
Name and everything?
Yeah. I know I know you've been burned in the past, so I don't want to do anything like that. So do you want me to just leave that where she fills in her entity name and you forward it on to her, or do you want to give that?
No, fill that out.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll fill it out. My name is RJ Bates III. Yes, ma'am. You didn't tell me your name, but you're not allowed to. So you're just Queen Buyer of Albany. Your name is Patience? I feel like I if that's not your name, it should be.
Yeah, my name is, yeah,
Okay. Well, that's a beautiful name.
I have a lot of it.
You do. You do. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to get this sent over to you, Howard, here probably in the next, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And then, yeah, you can make the earnest money deposit tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow preferably because it's Friday. And we'll get everything rocking and rolling from there. Okay, Patience?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Howard.
Okay,
All right. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
you got it.
I like to say RJ learned from the best here,
Let's
but y'all did not
go.
see RJ all over that. If you paid attention to any of his acquisitions, come on. This is why he's the king. I'm not even kidding you. Like, he is just smooth. He's just smooth. Like, getting her on the phone. Like, I'm telling y'all, this is how I have learned so much from this man. Like, just being his partner for 17. Well, I haven't been his partner for 17 years, but knowing him 17 years. He's out of control. He's out of control.
All right. So that was a pretty crazy call. One of the most unique dispositions calls I've ever had. Obviously, it was quite a battle just to get the end buyer on the phone. But as you can see there's a lot of repetition, a lot of overcoming the objections, and being creative on how I eventually got the end buyer on the phone. The other thing is that the reason why I was willing to come down on my price, it wasn't a significant amount. There had to be a little bit of wiggle by the buyer and by me to make the deal go through. I had been working the dispositions on this for about an hour at this point, and I had already gone through a significant amount of the buyers on Artemis mode. I hadn't got a hold of a lot of people, and so I felt like it was the best opportunity to get the deal done. And so I was willing to negotiate to get it done because of the information that the end buyer gave me. I think it's always important for us to listen to the end buyer to understand where are they coming up with their numbers, and can we leverage that information with a renegotiation with the seller. And because of the information that they gave with the missing heating element, the questions in regards to it being a triplex or a duplex, and the additional rehab that was needed, that was enough for us to go back to the seller and to get a price drop. That being said, the assignment got signed. We opened up title. This was in New York State, so there had to be multiple attorneys involved. As you guys know, I'm not a fan of attorney states, and this is the reason why. This deal took forever. I mean, I just did a recount on my email. I looked at our transaction coordination email. There was close to 200 emails sent on this transaction. Now, sadly, this deal did not make it to the closing table. We had almost posted this video multiple times thinking, all right, tomorrow it's closing. The day after it closes, we're going to release this video because we didn't want to release it until the deal closed. This deal did not make it to the closing table because of additional damages that occurred to the property after the assignment was signed. So the condition of the property actually changed. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up, this is our InvestorLift package. This is what our end buyers saw. As you can see, our asking price is $80,000 right here. We had an ARV of $230,000. So what I'm going to show you is the pictures that we use. Actually, these are the pictures that we use for marketing the deal. As you can see, it was not in very good shape. I mean, it was a pretty rough triplex to begin with. Some of the rooms not as bad as others, but pretty significant water damage right there on the ceiling of this bathroom. Just it did need a lot of work, right? That being said, this is the condition of the property when the end buyer saw it. This was a point of contention. So I want you guys to kind of take a mental snapshot of what this looks like right here, because we're going to get back. That was one of the areas that incurred additional damages. From the outside, pretty cute little triplex. So this is what the property looked like when we sold it. Not great condition, not over the top. Now, these pictures right here are the ones that are important. All right. Uh-oh. You guys can't see it. Hold on. Hold on. We had a tech issue. Boom. All right. Hopefully you guys will be able to see these as I get rid of them. So this was one of the issues. As you can see, this was a door that could not be locked. And so because of this, people were going in and out of the property and stealing stuff. Now, this caused quite an issue. Man, I really wish I had done this better for you guys. All right, here's the next one. This hot water heater was an issue. As you can see here, there's some water on the ground. I guess someone tried to come in and steal the hot water heater. So they cut the pipes. They actually moved the hot water heater. That caused some issues. This was we were able to overcome this at first. This was one of the big issues. This skylight right here, there was a tarp over it, and I guess a storm came through, blew the tarp off, and additional water intruded the property and caused damages. This was a massive problem. A massive problem. Now, remember that room that I told you guys to take a mental snapshot of? Yeah. This was a big point of contention because not only did it cause this damage, but the water came down, caused additional damages on the floor. Just changed the scope of work for the end buyer. So we had the end buyer actually give us a quote of what they needed the new price to be. We got the price dropped down to where our assignment fee stayed the same. We got the seller to agree. We set the closing date for 2 days from when that was signed. The next day, they went back and they walked the property again just to verify that it was in the same condition, and it was actually in worse condition. The seller still never secured the property. Someone broke in and stole the electric panel from the property, and basically at that point in time, our end buyer said, I'm out. I don't want to do this project anymore. It's just tainted to me. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Crazy enough, we terminated with that buyer and we actually sold it to another buyer. But because of that, it extended the closing date. And from that time to the closing date, which was about 4 more days, another break-in happened, additional damages, additional water damage, and that buyer said, I need it at a much lower price, dropping the price all the way down to $40,000 when we were originally asking $80,000. And the seller said, I can't do that. I'm out. And the deal got terminated and the deal fell apart. So there's a lot to take away from this deal. One, the actual dispositions call. Okay, I think there's a lot for you guys to take away from that on how I overcame objections, how I combated some of the back and forth with the math, not magic, talking about the equity capture, talking about the cash flow, staying on point, overcoming the fact that I was talking to a broker and not the end buyer, how I got the end buyer. Also, we brought it up in the intro, not allowing the offensive language and topic there to sway me from being able to do the deal with an end buyer that we obviously want to build a relationship with. If she owns over 100 doors in this city, in this neighborhood, we want to know her. We want to create a relationship with her. So there's that to take away. And then the actual negotiations with the end buyer. I think there's a lot to take away there on the give and take, why that took place. And then on the negative side of it, right? The deal falling apart. So often during the acquisitions phase, you ask a seller, hey, what is my access to the property? And you'll hear this a lot with vacant, non-occupied properties where the seller will say, oh, it's open. You can just go through there. And at times we have a tendency to kind of breathe a sigh of relief where it's like, oh, that's awesome. I can just freely send my buyers over there. It's going to be easy to get pictures and do the recon. Well, it can also cause problems like it did on this one where due to the lack of security on the property, it actually ended up killing the deal. And we were not able to get this across the finish line. So even though that's going to be something that sellers say, and maybe they're not going to be willing to secure the property, it probably would have been beneficial for us to get the property secured at some point in time. I will say the thing that killed this deal was time. Ultimately, time killed this deal. If we were able to get this, if we were doing this in a title state, we would have gotten this deal done 2-3 weeks prior to the additional damages that occurred on the property. Okay. So it being in an attorney state was a crucial element to this deal falling apart because time kills all deals. Okay. I said time and time again, we did, I feel like on the TC side, everything that we could possibly do to try to get this deal across the finish line as quickly as possible. The only area in which I feel like we could have been better was making sure the property got secured. Now, that being said, because we are 100% virtual, there was also an element to us not knowing that the property was not secure. Okay. We probably could have had a conversation with our end buyer about that, but it was just, we knew that there was some element of lack of security there, but it's also kind of a shit box in Albany, New York. That's where we could have improved on this. And had we taken additional steps there, it could have potentially got us across the finish line. So it was upsetting. There was a lot of time invested on this, obviously lost revenue that we can never recapture. But there are some very positive things for us to take away from this video as far as the dispositions call, the usage of InvestorLift, our ability to dispo a deal in a city of a population of 100,000 in an hour of work is extremely powerful. We were able to send this deal out utilizing Artemis mode. We saw that this end buyer had, stalked the property, essentially opened it up, had clicked on multiple tabs, looked at all of the pictures, spent a significant amount of time. That's how we were able to get on the phone with him, schedule the walkthrough, and then from there negotiate and get a signed assignment. So that being said, there's a lot that goes into wholesaling properties, and a lot can go smooth and painless. And at times it can be extremely frustrating. It's just part of the business, specifically when we're talking about properties in not great areas or just vacant, non-occupied properties. They're kind of just a walking hazard, and there's always a possibility that something could go wrong. So be prepared for that. It's just going to be part of the business. It's still frustrating every single time it happens, but I wanted to share this with you guys because we want to show you the real side of this business, both the ins and both the good and the bad, right? And you saw it here. You saw the actual live negotiations, but you also saw how this deal fell apart there at the end. So let me know what you guys thought about this entire case study here. Hey, what were some of your takeaways with the negotiations with the broker, the negotiations with the end buyers? And then have you ever had a deal fall apart right at the closing table due to something like this? Theft, additional damages, a storm taking out a tarp and causing water damage. Let me know about that. I appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.